Good morning, students. We are going to start new chapter of NCERT, that is Human Health and Diseases. This chapter is really very important in the prevailing circumstances, as you can understand the exact importance of human health and unwellness causes serious consequences which may lead to death of the organism. Okay, so this is wonderful diagram. You can easily correlate with the prevailing pandemic that sneezing, coughing, even touching by the infected organism can spread the virus to manifold. This is really very important to understand. We should maintain hygiene in all of the senses. And next important thing is to take great care of our health in all terms, either physical, social, mental well being. Okay, so let's start with this good note. Health. What is health? It is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well being. Nowadays, one more important thing is being associated with health, that is emotional. Emotional well being is also very important and crucial for the perfect health of the organism. Health increases longevity and reduces infant and maternal mortality rate. If the woman is going to be healthy, her infant will be healthy because she is capable to take good care of the young one. Good health is going to be maintained by personal hygiene, regular exercises, yoga. Even yoga uh, create a very good aura in your body, along with some sort of vaccination being available against various infectious diseases. Proper disposal of waste is very, very important to control the vectors and maintenance of hygienic food and water resources. Because in developing countries, most of the diseases are going to be transmitted through unhygienic food and water. Now, factors that affects health, as we know, genetic disorder, mutation can lead to the transmission of disease from one generation to the next generation. This is the diagram of the pedigree, and you can understand how diseases are going to be transferred from one generation to the next generation. Various sort of infections or microbial pathogens are going to be present in our surrounding. They might cause disease in our body. So various sort of infective agent pathogens can be present and they can cause a disease. Lifestyle, bad lifestyle, that is eating junk food and water that is quite contaminated, or either the water which is not suitable for the health and rest. Now busy life is there is no rest. Even sometimes in MNCs the people used to work more than 18 hours. Can you believe it? And this type of life cycle, that is sedentary life cycle, ultimately going to affect the health of the organism. Habits, bad habits like chewing tobacco, smoking cigarettes, consumption of alcohols also invites lots of diseases. Now, come to the diseases. Any condition which interferes with normal functioning of the body and causes disorders of the mind as well as body are referred as disease. They are caused by infectious agent referred as pathogens. All parasites are pathogen. Whatever the parasites are there, they are actually the pathogen. Even ticks and lice are considered as a pathogen because they causes a lot of harm to the host on which they survive. They enter our body and multiply and interfere with the vital activities of the body, causing morphological and functional damage. So pathogen adapt to life within environment to the host, and they even can survive with a low pH, that is acidic pH. Now, diseases are of two types. They can be infectious or non-infectious. What is the difference between the two, infectious and non-infectious disease? You can see here. The infectious disease are going to be transmitted from one person to the another person. Non-infectious disease are not going to be transmitted from one person to the next person. Diseases which are being caused by extrinsic factors, that is pathogen, are referred as infectious diseases, and diseases by the intrinsic factor being present inside the body like deficiency, heredity factors, these are non-infectious diseases. Public health and personal hygiene reduces the probability of the disease, but in case of non-infectious diseases, public health and personal hygiene is totally ineffective. But we need to understand it can prevent, that is, health and hygiene can prevent other diseases. If the person is already suffering from non-infectious diseases, so the immunity part is quite weak, but he or she should maintain health and hygiene so that another type of infectious diseases can be not being invited by the body. The example of infectious diseases are HIV, tetanus, and hepatitis, and the example of non-infectious diseases are cancer. And you can understand that hemophilia, we have done so many diseases in terms of non-infectious diseases. Now move to the next slide. Common infectious diseases are bacterial, viral, protozoal, fungal, helminthic. In bacterial, we have typhoid, pneumonia, diphtheria, bacterial dysentery, and plague. However, in viral, we have common cold and polio. In protozoan, we have malaria, amoebiasis. In fungal disease, we have ringworm. And in helminthic diseases are being caused by ascariasis, flares, and teniasis. First of all, we are focusing on bacterial disease, that is first category. In that also we are focusing on typhoid. Typhoid is caused by a bacteria, that is Salmonella typhi. That is very very important bacteria, having lots of implication in biotechnological tools and techniques. It is spread by contaminated food and water. It is generally going to enter the small intestine, then migrates to other part of the body by blood streaming. Now you can see it is orange color bacteria, rod shaped bacteria, and it is gram negative. Okay, it is a gram negative, having flagella as well for the movement and locomotion. That's why it can easily move along with the blood stream and can stay to the part of the organ where it has been stopped or being attached. Okay, so move to the next part. Classic case. Classic case was of typhoid Mary. Her original name was Mary Mallon, and she was a cook in one of the restaurant of the New York. And it was found that several person who have eaten the food from that particular restaurant were being diagnosed as a typhoid patient. What she actually done, she was suffering from typhoid, followed unhygienic practices. After urination excretion, she used to not wash her hands and prepare the meal by that dirty hands. That's why she was able to commute disease to such a large extent, and it was identified she has almost infected 1,000 people in New York. Can you understand the severity of the disease by this lady? That's why she was referred as Typhoid Mary. So now you can understand the good hygienic practice we need to follow to curb these kind of diseases. Now, the symptoms of the typhoid are constant high fever, that is around 39 degree to 40 degree. Weakness, stomach pain is there, loss of appetite, constipation, headache, and sometimes intestinal perforation and leaking of the blood in the urine, which ultimately causes death. And we are fortunate we have typhoid vaccine, so Vaccines are there, it can be easily treated also. We have typhoid antidote available in the market. So in metropolitan city, it is not of great concern. Now, how typhoid is going to be detected? It is going to be detected with the help of vital test. What is vital test? Vital test is being done by two methods, that is rapid slide method and quantitative test tube method. In rapid slide method, we have to take the serum from the infected person, and the test is going to be recorded with the help of antibodies being present into the slide. Okay, the color of the slide get changed when there is the severity of the infection. Okay, and that is quantitative test tube method. That in this we have to titrate the antibody IgM with 2 mercaptor ethanol. Usually, the titrate which are having the value 1 upon may 160 will test positive, and lower values, that is 1 upon may 320, 1 upon may 640, do not show any infection. If mere antibodies are going to be there, that can be the case of vaccines as well. Okay, so no need to worry in this case, two cases, but more the number is there, the severity of the infection can be recognized. Now, what is pneumonia? Pneumonia is going to be caused by Streptococcus pneumoniae or Haemophilus influenzae. They infect alveoli of the lungs, where the alveoli get filled with the fluid and resulting in the increase of the respiratory efficiency of the lung. It is going to be spread by inhaling droplets, aerosols from the infected person, and this is one of the important bacterial infection we need to study, because it is going to commute to very large strata of the population. It is going to be infected large strata of the population, and especially the young one. So it is very very important to discuss pneumonia, because most of the infants in India are going to be infected by this disorder. So this is very very important. Now, symptoms, you can easily see fevers, chills, cough, headache. In severe cases, the lips and fingers, nails turns gray or bluish. You can see in this picture the lips of the baby are quite bluish. So bluish lips are the symptoms of pneumonia. Viral disorder or diseases. Viral diseases we are going to be discuss first is the common cold. It is very common, and it is being caused by a group of viruses, that is rhinovirus, and this virus is going to infect the nasal epithelium and respiratory passage altogether. The attack going to be last for 3 to 7 days, and it is going to be spread by the contaminated object like pans, books, and cups, and cough and sneezes droplets from an infected person. Okay. So the symptoms are nasal congestion, discharge, sore throat, hoarseness of the voice, cough, headache, and tiredness. These are the major symptoms of the common cold caused by a group of viruses, that is rhinoviruses. Now come to the dengue fever caused by a virus, that is flavivirus, and dengue is transmitted by the bite of a mosquito, that is Aedes aegypti. With one of the fever, dengue virus is serotype. It affects infants, young children, adults with symptom appearing 3 to 14 days after infected bite. There is no vaccine being discovered till now, and people who have dengue fever should rest and drink plenty of fluids. This is very very important. Now the symptoms of the dengue: high fever, severe headache, pain behind the eyes, and muscular and joint pain. This is very very important factor which actually um, a major symptom in case of dengue. It is being caused by group of viruses, that is flaviviruses, commute by a vector, that is Aedes aegyptus. This is the virus histology. Now come to the chikungunya. Chikungunya is another viral disease and it is caused by chikungunya virus, transferred again by the Aedes aegyptus. And the best means of prevention is overall mosquito control and avoidance of the bite by the infected mosquito. No specific treatment and medication till now being available. So the fever is going to be very high in case of chikungunya. Fever, joint pain, muscle pain, headache, nausea, fatigue, rash can be diagnosed, and you can see the photo of chikungunya virus. And here you can see how it is going to be transmitted. If the person is going to be in contact with the non-infected infected one, the person can catch with the help of the uh, mosquito bite. Okay, so this is very important aspect associated with chikungunya. That's all for today. Thank you, students.